I know some of you guys are visiting. And that's always weird. And you know, but I thought about that when I was back there. You need to know, man, following Jesus, it's a war. It's not joining the happy club. It's isn't Chuck E. Cheese in here. It's a war. It's a battle, and you have to think it through. Am I willing to suffer? Am I willing to fight this fight? Because if you sit on the sidelines, you don't do anything, Satan's not going to attack you. You know, I've used that analogy before. It's like if you're playing basketball against me, you know, and I'm just standing at half court doing nothing, you're not going to guard me. You can go get busy with someone else. But once I take the ball and I start taking it to the hole, as many of you know I can, then pretty soon you start, you know, guarding me, double teaming me, triple teaming, doing anything to stop me. And that's what happens in the spiritual world too. You know, some of you guys, well, Satan doesn't attack me. Well, does he have reason to? I just think it's those times when you go, okay, I'm going to fight this thing. I'm going to go after it. So understand, if you decide to follow Jesus, not pray a prayer and call yourself a Christian. Okay, I'm saying if you really make a decision to follow Jesus and live for his kingdom, I'm not going to come up here and pretend to you, you know, because I want to get a bunch of people to baptized. In fact, I'm going to try to talk you out of it right now. Really, that seemed like what Jesus did. Do you understand that by following Jesus Christ, it means you're entering into a war? It means to follow. I mean, truly follow Jesus Christ and live the way he asked you to. To follow his morality that's going to get more and more unpopular on this earth. It's going to be a war. It's going to be a battle. It's going to be a fight. And the question is do you really want to do that? Do you see Jesus Christ and his forgiveness and his eternal kingdom something that is so valuable that you're willing to lose everything in order for that? That you're willing to fight the fight for the rest of your life? See, that's the question. Is Jesus that valuable to you? Because if so, then yes, then come up into this water. And what this symbolizes, what this represents, which this is empty, so janitors, it's drained almost. So there's not a lot of water in there. So maybe you guys have a trick to fill it up. But anyways, if you want to get baptized, and they'll fill it in the next 5 minutes, I think, somehow. Or just pray, you know, it's like the loaves and the fish. Pray for water. If you want to get baptized, I'm telling you just right off the bat, this isn't like a fun thing on this earth. There are times when it's just absolutely brutal, because it's a war, it's a battle. But it's because you believe that there's a treasure in Christ and an intimacy you can have with him that's worth the pain, that's worth the fighting, that's worth the suffering, and that there's an eternal kingdom that he offers that's worth it all. And there's an intimacy and a relationship you can have with God. That's such a great treasure that, yes, I'll come up here, and by entering the waters, you are dying to your old self. That old self with all the things that you're holding on to and you thought would bring you so much pleasure, you realize that was a dead-end road, and I found something. So even if I have to suffer on this earth, I'm going to go for it, because it's a treasure so great that with great joy, I'll go through the suffering and get this treasure. And if that's you, then that's what this is for. That's what this offers you, this baptism. And It's the cross, you know. It's believing that Jesus died and rose again. And so if that's you, there'll be some people up here to pray with you. And maybe some of you are like me today where, oh, there you go. Water's turned on. See? Maybe some of you today, you just need prayer. And you didn't even want to come here today because you're just so bummed out. And maybe you're having a hard time rejoicing, and you got to fight for that joy. It's so good just to have some elders and pastors that heard me last service and come up and just lay hands on me and pray for me. And, you know, and that's all I needed was just a few of the close friends that I trusted and knew and to pray for me. And maybe you just need that this morning. And that pride keeps you from that sometimes, because I know it does for me. I like to believe that I can do everything by myself, and I don't need anyone.